Hey there folks, and welcome back to the Gamer's Grotto. Today we're going to be looking at Riven VR. This is a game I grew up with, and, well, not the VR version obviously. This is a game I grew up with, played a lot of back in 1997. Good point-and-click adventure game. It recently got a VR release, so we're going to look into this. This is going to be a quick play of Riven VR on the Oculus Quest 2. It's also available on the Quest 3. So I've already done a little bit of gameplay here, so I'm going to load up some saves. So we're going to look at a few things here. First of all, we're going to look at the world. The world has changed a lot. So the developers were stating that the original point-and-click adventure game just wouldn't work in VR. So they had to change a lot of the environments. They added new puzzles. They added new characters. A lot has changed, but a lot has stayed the same. So none of the original characters were removed. So Gen is still there, Atris is still there. The only difference is that the original game... Am I in a seated position? What's going on here? Hold on. I am not seeing that it's seated, but I look really short for some reason. Strange. Alright, so as I was saying, now this is janky for some reason as I'm recording this. I hope it comes out less janky, because when I play this game normally, it's not this jittery. So I'm hoping that's just an issue with the video as it's recording. So, as you can see, a lot of these rooms look the same. Going back to what I was saying before, though, all of the original live-action performances with the actors, they're gone. The actors are still there. They kept the same dialogue, but they replaced all of the actors with CGI. So, and that was a design aesthetic, because they felt that having tried to incorporate the live-action video into the game, it didn't stand up. So, like, the actual environments were all like high definition 3D, and then to interlace that with the old FMVs, they didn't stand up. They didn't look good. So, like, as an example here, oh, he's gone. Okay, there. At the beginning of the game, when the moiety guard kills the dude and drags him off the cliff, I figured that was still there, but it's not. So it looks like he phases out of existence. Interesting. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a quick look through of this island, then we're going to take the tram over to the next island and do that. So, like, everything's pretty chill. This room looks a lot smaller than I thought it was in the original point and click game. It looks a lot smaller. This room ahead is different, so I don't remember this giant base in the middle. That was not there in the original game. And there was like stairs. The stairs are still there. Okay. This is all linked up now, which is different, because in the original game you had to extend a bridge, and that's all gone. So now this is interesting. If you remember the original game, in order to get into that one room that opened the door to get out to the tram, it was back there, right? They didn't do that. For this version of the game, you have to go down here and that room to extend to open the door is here. So it's in a completely different location compared to what it originally was. And again, the reason for that being that creating the 3D world from point and click, it didn't sync together right. So they kind of extended the world by making these specific locations and new locations so that you had a lot more to explore. I don't know how I feel about the CGI actors. Like, they don't look as good. The world certainly is still beautiful. This is different too. So in the original game, you would pull that lever to make the smoke go into the other location. But as soon as you do that in this version of the game, the bridge that extends to the other side, to the other island, collapses and falls into the water. That's new. That was not like that in the original game. So that's obviously a new puzzle. The domes are different now too. Those spinning domes that you would solve the puzzle and get the book, the linking book, it's changed completely. Now what happens is when you go inside the dome, you end up transported into space through a fissure. And yeah, it's way different. I like how you can look out these windows. It's kind of cool. All in all, it's not a disappointing game. I suppose it just takes some getting used to. It's different. It's not what I was expecting, but it's not necessarily bad either. Okay, so let's head back to the main bridge. Some of the environment looks good, and then others just, I don't know, like those trees look, they don't look that good to me. Now, if you remember in the original Riven, this door here, in order to get through it, you had to crawl underneath. And so I was trying to do that in this version. I'm like, how the fuck do I crawl underneath? You don't. So you have to there's a latch that you unlatch, and then the door just falls open. So that's different. They made it so you didn't have to crawl underneath. Which, I mean, I guess it works, but spent a good 10 minutes wasted trying to get in that door originally. Because I was thinking, how do I crawl? How do I crawl underneath? I was like mad clicking everything. Alright, so we're going to go on the tram and we're going to take it to the next island. And again, this is not going to be a very long Let's Play. This is a quick play, so we're not going to be going crazy with this game. At least not in this playthrough. I'm just going to show you a couple of things and call it a day. So here we are in the tram. If you remember in the original game, you never got to see the inside of the tram. Well, no, you did get to see the inside of the tram, but very little. As you can see, it's kind of cool. Alright. And again, this uses full hand tracking. So, here we go. And this time while we're in the tram, we can actually look around. We can actually look outside the windows and everything because we're now officially actually in the tram. These loading times are annoying though. It's not seamless when it does the constant loads, because it does them a lot. It's not very seamless. Aside from that, it's pretty cool. Here we go. I do feel that these tram rides are not as long as they used to be. they're still enjoyable. Now, the one thing I am curious about, what happened here? Okay, that's what I thought. So in the original game, you could rotate the tram around, and there was another door to exit. Doors on the opposite side. They didn't do that in this version for whatever reason. So now I just leave the seat. Yeah, because there's no way... Well, let's try it, but I don't think this is going to work. Because realistically, I should be able to rotate that tram and get off on that side if this follows the original game. Of course, because then it's going to go out the door. Alright, so let's see if that'll actually open the door. Okay, it does. Alright, so that actually works. Alright, so they kept that the same. That's cool. Alright, so let's... we also have a run button now. Just handy. If you remember in the original game, there was like a frog thing on this wall that you would rotate and it would make a frog sound. Part of a puzzle. It's gone. I don't know what they did with it. I've never been able to find it. I don't think it exists anymore. This is all new. All these moiety statues. Don't know what this does. Just like drains water. I don't know. Possibly a new puzzle. Now down here, if you remember the sunner birds, they're still here. They don't do the bark anymore. So when you approach them, if you got really close up to them, they would like raise their heads into the air and start barking. They don't do that anymore. They have very basic animations. So they'll just look and then go back to bed. And then if you startle them, they'll do a grunt and go into the water. But the whole barking animation that they had before, gone. Yeah, so they just kind of leave. I don't like this water. It looks very fake. Now, the other thing to note is that up here, you would go up here in the original game and there would be like a fountain that you would pour water into. That's gone for whatever reason. And was replaced with a statue and a random tree. Now, I don't know what the purpose of this tree is. Like, at all. It's there. Likewise, these statues, it looks like you can look inside them. Yeah, you can. Maybe they serve some kind of a purpose. And then over here, there's another walkway that leads to what? What? This leads to here? Oh, this is very confusing. Okay, and then down here, and this is so stupid. So this leads to Gen's. This leads to Gen's school, which in the original game you could only reach by submarine. It looks like there's still submarine. The submarine is still in the game, so but why would you have a... It doesn't make any sense to have it link and then have to use a submarine at the same time. Anyway, here's Gen's school. Now, as you'll see, I'll play this animation here, and you'll see what I mean. Gen doesn't appear as a video anymore. He's CGI'd in. Original voice acting, though. Original acting. See?
Terekoi Danni, Ki Bayem Revat, Arroyem Be Tig Tavom, Gabodona Gayem. run.
Why does his head just suddenly stay? That's kind of funny. But yeah, so I don't know how I feel about that. I know that in Myst, the other FMV Myst game that I have, you had the option of playing with the original video or with the CGI. I hope they do that for this, because I feel like it's a. I feel like I kind of want the original live action video in the game. I don't know. But again, they said that they're probably not going to do it because it just looks really bad. It doesn't look good against the next gen visual upgrade. Now this is using Unreal Engine 5. This VR version was redone in Unreal Engine 5. Oh, the Sonarbirds are back. Interesting. You gonna bark finally? No? It's gonna piss off. Alright. What the hell is... Oh. Now they kept the original sound effects in, which I do like. That's where I just came from, I think. Yeah, it is. I don't okay, they've changed a bit here. Yeah, so this fissure appears leading into like a spatial thing with stairs and stuff. One of the domes. I don't understand what that is. Like, I mean, it's weird. Now, the other thing you'll notice is that there's no walkway going off towards the wood chipper, what I like to call the wood chipper island, the log cart. It's still there, but it's hidden. Like, you have to go down here now, and then down these stairs, and there's the log cart there. We're going to go on that in a sec. The bug is still here on the door. You'll fly away in a second. Alright, so, the one thing I haven't figured out in my time playing this is how to get the Warwick statue's mouth open in this scene up here. Because in the original game, there was a lever on this. It's gone. There's no lever anymore. Also, why is that so small looking? The scaling's a bit off. That walkway should look a lot bigger than what it is. See, there's no... there's nothing... I don't understand how this opens now. I may have to look up a guide. Never thought I'd ever have to do that. This is all clipped through, so there's nothing to interact with. Yeah, this is very weird. We go through this door, we're going to get the alarm going off. Now, the alarm doesn't sound as loud as it did in the original game. It just sounds very quiet. Oh, what's going on here? The game just threw up on me. It's making me go back to the... So it crashed, I guess. Strange. I never had that happen before. Alright, so we'll just skip ahead to one of my saves at the log cart. We'll go on the log cart ride, and then I think we'll just call it a stream for this. At the end of the day, do I think this is worth getting? Yes, it's only $39.99. And if you liked Mist VR, you'll probably love Riven. It's a lot different than the original game, obviously, so don't go into it expecting it to be exactly like the original from 1996. It's not. Yeah. So we'll do the log cart ride to, as I call, Wood Chipper Island, and then we'll call it a stream. And you'll see that a lot of the stuff still remains the same, like the design-wise anyway. The log cart ride is shorter than what it was on the original PC version of the game. And again, I think that's got to do with VR. They just didn't want it to be as long. So it's a bit shorter than what it was. These loading screens are very annoying, though. Okay. How the hell do I get in this again? Oh, I stand on the back of it. I can't actually get into it now, I guess. Okay, whatever. Let's go. These load times take everything out of the immersion, but anyway. Not a big fan of those loading screens. Okay, so we've arrived. Now, if you remember in the original, the bottom would drop out and then you'd slide down the slide. They removed the slide. Now you just go down the ladder. Not as cool. And here we go, this puzzle. This is all the same as the original. There's Gen's laboratory. Looks like they kept the frog thing in here too. But okay. sakes, grab it, you stupid. Why is my one controller not grabbing? What the hell is going on? This one controller is not working. Oh, fucking hell. I don't know what's going on with my controllers. Oh, you can't even get up there anymore. Yeah, my one controller is fucked up. I guess. I don't know what's going on. Either that or they just made it one-handed interactions, which is stupid if they did. If I do a full stream of this at some point, I'll probably switch it to the hand tracking. Probably works better. So the difference with this puzzle is it's a lot more convenient in VR because we want to lower the water in here. Now we can actually see in here. In the original game we couldn't. Drop that ladder now. There we go. I think that's done it. I don't know how that door opens. The original game, it would open automatically. Putting that back into place. That's moving the... Nope. Bring the water back. Just put that back. Drain that water completely. That should theoretically bring the water back up. Should be looking out here now. Or not. I don't know what I'm missing. It needs to raise more, that's what it is. So no other levers. Oh well, we tried. Yeah, so oops. That's Riven VR. Overall, not a bad experience. I don't mind it. It's a lot different than the original game, obviously. And again, I understand their reasons. A lot of it couldn't translate properly into VR. Using the original grainy FMV probably wouldn't have worked as well. But I do hope that at some point they release a patch to allow you the option to have the original FMV, because they did that with Mist VR, and I mean it looked like shit, but at least you had the option. With this, you don't. At least not right now. It's very basic. The settings menu. Obviously, they have a good interface for if you have like issues with motion sickness. You have all your settings to mess around with that. So if you do have motion sickness and you're worried about this game, don't. They have a lot of settings in here you can turn on and off to combat that. And that's about it. So thank you very much to everybody tuning in and everybody watching after the fact. If you like what you see, consider liking and subscribing, and I'll be back in a couple of days with an actual live stream. Take care, guys. Have a good one, and we'll see you soon.